podcast. Now, I should have shown you probably earlier some of the steps, but I'll go over those with you. So I have a couple steps that I do every week. I prep a script, I print the script, I share the script with my co-host, I then go to our little recording location, also known as the World Renewal headquarters. Some might call it an office. I call it my recording studio because I do what I want. And then from there, I'm going to show you the actual recording process. The microphone setup, my computer setup, my little pole that's used for holding up microphones I use as a tripod. It actually gives very steady shots. I mean, it is kind of a modified steel pole. That's what you would expect, right? Theoretically. I might, even if I'm lucky, be able to show you a bit of my co-host, even though he's really shy. All right, I am here at World Renewal Studios, as I guess I could call it. It is the World Renewal headquarters. Here, I'll take you and show you the sign. Yeah, if anyone asks, this is the same magnificent camera that captures my podcasts. It is my cell phone. Well, that's always fun. Here we're at the sign. Hope that shows up nice and well. It's a little weathered because it's been here a while, but it says World Renewal, established in 1986. Their little sign at the bottom says World Renewal Ministries, because that's what they do. They're a global missions organization that has churches all over the world, and missionaries definitely all over the world. They have missionaries in countries that I legally can't tell you, which is pretty cool. First, my grandfather is the founder, and so he tells me all these things, even though he really shouldn't. But I won't disclose any of those informations to you, my lovely school peoples. Sorry if you get motion sick. All right, I don't have a... Oh, that got dark. Fancy gimbal. Here, this is the office that they host their prayer meetings and such in. You can tell that they recently had a prayer meeting because our tech guy has all his cameras out on tripods and whatever. Mike really knows his stuff. And this, if you wonder what what does the founder's office look like? It looks like this. This is all his personal library. And he has his own podcast too. So he has studio lights, as you can see. Wow, that was disappointing. Does this one work? Okay, they're not plugged in. They work. I've used them for filming skits that I never aired because they were terrible. That's what happens when you try to film a skit for the first time. So this is the microphone. And it looks like we currently had a conversation with Gary. That's the name of my grandfather's podcast. Let's see if I find the USB. There we go. Sorry if you get motion sick. I will get you on the thing I use as a tripod pretty soon, don't worry. So I probably should record in the other room because you can already tell that it's a lot more echoey in here. But I don't have the password and such to that computer. And I do have the password for this computer system because it's a shared computer system I share with the tech man, supervisor, tech guy. I don't know how his official name would be there. Let's continue strolling through the office. So you've seen I'm prepping my equipment. Where is, there it is. Oh, there we go. This is my nifty tripod device. I'll clip back to it when I have it all set up for the good stuff. All right, now this is my tripod. I have it bent weird because I'm going to use it for my phone soon, but you can't really tell. It's supposed to hold a condenser microphone. This is a Blue Yeti. and you can tell it's very large. It's made for sitting on a desk and recording, which is what I use it for. So you are now sitting in the tripod thing. I like it. I think it works. I'll show you my sit-up in just a second, but first I gotta show you the A2Y tradition. It is tradition now. I make myself a cup of coffee every show. This will be my 5th show now, I think. Yeah, it's cured. Whatever. Coffee's coffee. My friend mocked me because I had him come out for the last show. Due to technical problems, we had to skip a week. But he came out for the last one over spring break, and we were able to record him with him sitting here in the studio. It was great. You should check it out. A2Y, I think it's called Someone Rated Our Studio, because that's what he did. All right, let's see. Can I make this just a little teensy bit better here? I like that a lot better. So, this is what it looks like. I have my folder here. Oh my gosh. And there should be there it is. Well, here are my notes. As I said, I script all my episodes. All but my first episode notes are in there. Close properly, will you? Thank you. This is the most recent. Only 2 pages. Last week's was only like 1.5, but I guess this is 1.5 too. But as you can see, I just use notes for our funny bits, because our funny bits are about the first 15 to 30 minutes, depends on how long our episode goes. And then we get serious, and that's if you watch on YouTube, that's what you see. As you can see, it's kind of in bullet points, but then it goes into a paragraph form, and that's because I'm actually reading scripture and that. So I don't want to botch scripture on a Christian podcast hosted by a company a ministry group that literally just sends pastors to all over the world. Yeah, I got my microphone, and you might be wondering, why do I have this JBL speaker? It's because, like I said, last week was special, or the last episode I should say, was special because I had my co-host in the office, but he lives in Ohio, so that's not possible for every episode. So I wire my JBL, great speaker, I would totally recommend. Not a sponsor yet. I wire my JBL to the PC. I have him call over Zoom, and then I set my little JBL right there next to the Blue Yeti, and it actually gets like the best audio. We've tried just recording the audio straight from Zoom. We've tried numerous other methods, mostly methods that Mr. Shaver would frown upon me doing because they weren't very good. It was more just me putting my phone on this tripod stick and then hoping that all the computer audio would pick up my co-host's audio. That did not work. And that was also the YouTube clip that I put on YouTube, and I did it myself. I do all the YouTube, and I now do most of the Spotify editing too. At first it was mostly Mike, but I've got the hang of it now. We use the audio editing program of Audacity. Highly recommend. It's a really good, simple program, and it looks like it's like good for beginners too, but it also has a bunch of advanced stuff I can do in the future, and that should be fun. I'll learn how to do fadeaways. Also, I should plug, I have a friend up in Michigan, and he is the one who makes all the music for the show. If you listen, you notice that my intro is pretty much always a music bit, and it's normally about 15 to 30 seconds, and it's always really good. He lives up in Michigan. I've known him forever, and one night he was just like, hey, I love making music, and I was like, great, every good podcast I know has a music intro. Can you do that for me? And he really came in clutch. He makes really good music for the intros. Oh, that's fun. So you've now seen that. You got my PCs and my JBL, my notes. And if you have noticed me in class, I do all my video editing in class. So I just put all my video and stuff on this. I put the audio on this because I record the audio on this computer with the Blue Yeti, obviously. Then I save the video to Drive, and then I take it to school, and I use the Adobe Premiere Pro program because I went and researched, and it's like one of the best video editing software programs that money can buy. So that's what I use. Audacity is free, but there's reasons it's free. Adobe Premiere Pro is paid for, and there's reasons it's paid for. Well, I think you've seen the show. I'll show you at the end how I close up. Yeah, that's storage for World Renewal and such. I leave that door open because in theory it lets some of the echo out. Because as you can see, this room is not really built for recording a show. The other room is much better because it's a library and all the books and pages absorb the sound. But as I say, this is a podcast. It's youth managed and youth produced. So I do pretty much everything, and that's by choice. Our tech guy has offered to help me out a lot, and I'll take his help a lot of time, but he wants me to get to the point where I'm independent with it. I'm proud to say I'm mostly independent with it. So yeah, that's setting up for a podcast. You need your tech transport, you need your devices of various types for podcasting. They're sadly not cheap. That's why I now have a job. It's mostly to pay for cool audio equipment in the future, such as headphones and condenser mics and audio mixers and computer stuff. I'll check you out at the end when I show you how to close out a podcast. Bye-bye now. Well, this is also part of podcast making. Some people don't do it, but most of them do. You make a script. Well, this is this week's script. You can kind of see the small lettering. That's a song lyric I'm pulling out. At the top here, I have a bunch of notes because I'm doing an interview this week. Just check it out. It'll be on A2Y. And then this is the script making process. I just sit and type it up on a laptop, and I print it off, and I have printed versions here on my folder. Pull out an example. This is last week's first page of notes. See how I jot things along as we go through. Yeah. Cut. Alright, I just finished recording our 5th episode of A2Y, and I gotta say, it's definitely the best one so far. It's gonna be called Car Stories and a Truth. And if you listen to it, you'll understand why. Well, this is what it looks like right before you publish one. I use Anchor for my publishing needs. Actually did an advertisement for them. And then here I'll input all the details. You can see my logo. It's a little downgraded due to download problems and such, but on my Instagram page for it and others, it's pretty good. I designed it myself just on Google real quick. Shout out if any of you want to redesign my logo. Just keep the color scheme and that similar design. I'd give you some money for it. Just saying. Here's the audio file. You can't really tell from that bit, but it was a good 58 minutes long after editing probably closer to 56. My music guy came in clutch again this week. He sent me an amazing bit. It matched the beginning of the episode. You can tell I'm tired. I've been here for a while. It's 9:30. It's late. But this is what I've been called to do. After this, I've saved it all onto my little USB there. And then I'm gonna take it to school. I'm gonna publish the audio tonight on Spotify. You can check it out on Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcasts, etc. And then it should be on YouTube by Friday. Depends on when I can get the video editing done. This week's gonna be special. I recorded the Zoom, so I'm gonna have my co-host Zoom and my video. I'm gonna try to put them all in one. I'm gonna see what happens. And then I'm gonna use the audio file from my Blue Yeti mic right here. Shout out to them, they make really good microphones. And yeah, that's making a podcast. I drive out here to the studio. Most of this was everything but the JBL has been provided to me by World Renewal. Check out their other podcasts, Conversations with Gary. Check out the website, World Renewal. trying to think of other plugs. I think that's it. Thank you for watching this vlog, and remember, check out my podcast, A2Y.